How's it going, guys? My name is Marco. Welcome to this new video. If I'm wearing the same outfit in every video, it's because I'm pre-recording these videos because I'm going to Los Angeles in February, so I need a little bit, like a couple of videos ready for when I'll be there. So by the way, guys, in this video I want to talk about like the 7 curiosities of Italian people by an Italian guy. By the way, I'm not even like Italian 100%. My mom is from Bosnia-Herzegovina and my dad is from Italy, from Verona. But I was raised like my entire life here in Italy, on the northern side of Italy, the Garda Lake, if you know it, in a little town called Peschiera del Garda. I've always lived there, so I consider myself like a 100% Italian. And yeah, but I have no idea, like since I was a child, I've always had like this kind of international vision, worldwide vision of success and my goals and my life. So I went for a foreign language school. So in high school, I started learning German, French, and English, as well as Italian. In that way, I got myself into foreign languages and traveling a little bit more. I went to different countries, but lately, as soon as I started modeling, like after finishing high school and finishing my university, as soon as I started modeling, I got myself into some pageants and international pageants. By winning Mr. Italy, the title of Mr. Italy, they made me go to Miami and then to the Philippines for more international pageants, so to represent Italy. And in these pageants, for example, last summer I went to the Philippines for Mr. World. In those countries, I represented Italy between other 80 or plus guys that represented each single country. So like having this kind of mixture of cultures, mixture of identities and perspectives in lives and values made me realize that we Italians have like these kinds of curiosities that other people don't know, or these kinds of prejudice thoughts that people like know about us, but they're actually are not true, and some other things that we Italians think we have that other people don't think that we have. So today I want to talk about the 7 curiosities that we Italian people have. So the first thing is our accent. They made me realize that like 90% of Italian people don't even understand English, they don't speak English, or they don't speak English fluently, at least. Like all the other countries in Europe or all the other countries like in the United States, Australia, etc. And it's a shame because we are not modern in that way, we are really in the past, but it's really hard to find an Italian guy, an Italian old person, even worse, that speak English or other languages fluently. And our accent is really hearable. I didn't know that. I think that like I have an accent, but I didn't think that it was that bad or that people like could hear it like that much. So it made me realize that our accent is really bad, but other people besides Italian people love it. I have no idea why, but like when I was there, like all the guys there told me, oh my god, you have such a sexy accent, you have an incredible accent, I love your accent, Italian accent. And I was like, first, what? I have an accent? And second, what? Do you love it? It's so horrible. Like here we try so hard to get rid of that accent. So yeah, the first curiosity is that accent. The second curiosity is what we eat, our food routine. I noticed that like traveling in a lot of other countries and seeing that in the Mr. World competition, like basically some other countries have typically 3 to 5 typical dishes, nothing like really special, but here in Italy we have like such a big food culture that we don't even realize it. For example, here if you like drive by car 20 minutes by the place you are in right now, you will find a completely different, like, typical dishes, completely different culture, food culture. Like, you need just to go from one town to the other and you will see such a difference in what they eat. And it's incredible because we have it but we don't realize it. We have like a really strong culture and we don't even realize it. Like, it's normal for us. And also for the pasta, the carbohydrates, we eat a lot of carbs. For example, I noticed that pasta in other countries, it's more like a cheat meal, like pizza for us. But for us, it's completely normal. Like, we eat pasta every single day. A normal Italian family eat pasta for lunch and they eat meal or fish or just vegetables for dinner, but we tend to eat pasta like basically every single day. The third thing is what we do in a restaurant. By talking about food again, what we do in a restaurant, I noticed that when you go out eating something like in another country, you go out to eat some other like different, like foreign other countries' food, you know what I mean? You go eat Italian food, you go eat Chinese food, you go eat like Japanese food. But for us in Italy, we normally go to a restaurant to eat Italian food. Even if we have it at home, we have better Italian food in restaurants, and it's really normal for us. For other people, maybe it's a little bit more formal, but for us, it's pretty common. For youngsters, younger people, maybe we also go out eating sushi or eating other different cultural foods, but we tend to go for a normal restaurant, a pizza, normally a pizza, or Japanese food, Chinese food. That's it. Sometimes Mexican food, but normally a pizza or a normal restaurant is okay for us. If we have like a formal or a great event or a formal dinner, formal lunch, we tend to go to a normal restaurant, which is Italian food, but really cooked in a good way. And when we go to the restaurant, like, I noticed that we have more dishes than all the other countries, which means that we go for 4 dishes, 4 meals in one, like in one service. We go for the first dish, which is the antipasto, which is something small to snack before the first meal. The first meal is called primo, which is pasta or carbohydrates, rice or something like that. The third meal is called secondo, which is like meat or fish or vegetables. And then we go for the dessert. So we have 4 to 5 different kinds of dishes in just one service when you go to the restaurant. The fourth curiosity is we have a really big difference between the north and the south of Italy. Like the thing that you have in your mind when you think about Al Pacino, the mafia, and these louder Italian people and warm Italian people are the southern, which are the warmer people, the more traditional ones, the family-oriented ones. But if you go in the north, like where I live, Milan, Verona, Venice, we are more colder people, more modern, more on the like business-oriented. It's really a different country, like somehow say. But like every single region, every single part of Italy is different. We normally see the difference between the center, the south, the islands, and the north. These are mostly the biggest differences. The fifth curiosity is, even if we don't realize it, we have a really strong sense of family. We are grown as family oriented, which means that it's really, really common that we would probably live our entire lives with our parents or with our entire family. There are people that like grow up in the same neighborhood or in the same building of their parents, grandparents, cousins, nephews. It's really common for us. I have no idea why. But even if you are not in the same building or in the same neighborhood, we don't just go that far away from all the family. If they all live in the same town, we tend to live in the same town as well. So we don't go like around in the world that much. Right now in the north, it's a little bit more modern and we do it. But for example, if a child has to choose the high school or the university, it's pretty common that they choose the university or the high school nearest of the town in which they live with the parents. In other countries, it's like completely different. It's the opposite. When the student has to choose the university or the high school, sometimes the whole family or the parents, like the parents and the family move their house to go as near as possible as the new university, as the new neighborhood, as the new high school. So it's a completely total different perspective in life. The sixth thing is political issues and complaints. We are complaining people. Italian people keeps complaining every single time about anything, and they don't do anything about it. So we tend to not believe in other people. We tend to be a lot skeptical and really practical people. So we have a lot of problem with politicians. We don't trust politicians, and we have one of the most, like the highest paying rates taxes in the world. So it's really hard to live here. Like 90% of the people don't earn that much money. They live a normal life. We're not poor, but we're not that rich. The rich people are always the same people, the same families, and yeah, and that's it. And also the famous people, if you go to watching TV, they're always the same people, always the same famous people, always the same, always the same, always the same. You will see basically the same persons everywhere. The trash, the Big Brother, these like trashy TV series, dating programs, this is what goes here in Italy. It's really practical, really trashy, fashiony, like we tend to be really snobby. So yeah, this is the Italy mood. And the seventh curiosity is that we are loved. We are loved between all the other countries in the world. Italy is loved everywhere. Italy is known everywhere, even if it's a really small country. But I have no idea, Italian people are loved basically everywhere. The food is loved, people are loved, the place is loved, the art, the fashion, everything is loved from Italy. And we don't realize it. We feel very old, we feel not modern, we feel a little bit shame because we don't speak other languages, and we feel a little bit like, we are not proud of our situation in Italy. We tend to go abroad lately a little bit more, but it's really hard also to move from Italy. We have like a really close mind in that sense. If you are like a young guy and you decide to go abroad to move or to live elsewhere, it's a really courageous and not so obvious, really rare thing here in Italy, not on all, like on the other countries. So going abroad is really crazy thing to do here. It's really uncommon. You are like that ambitious guy if you want to go to the United States. So yeah, that's it. This is Italy. We are loved everywhere, but we don't like the situation if you're living in here. So this is Italy. That's it, guys. These are the 7 curiosities from an Italian guy. Let me know in the comments if you have more, if you didn't think about something, or if you have some like other things to say. Considering subscribing to the channel, and let me know also through DMs if you have some questions on Instagram. Leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. I've been flying from town to town.